Here's something that might surprise you. The hours you spend unconscious every night could be adding years to your life, or stealing them away. And if you're one of the millions lying awake at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, your body isn't just tired, it's aging faster than it should. I'm talking about sleep. Not the fluffy self-care kind of sleep advice, but the hard science behind why those 7 to 8 hours matter more for longevity than almost anything else you do. And here's the kicker. When sleep won't come naturally, there are 4 research-backed supplements that can help your body do what it's supposed to do at night: repair, reset, and literally slow down aging. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why insomnia might be shortening your lifespan, what's happening inside your body when you can't sleep, and which supplements actually work to help you get the deep, restorative rest that keeps you younger, longer. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what's really going on when you can't sleep. Insomnia isn't just annoying, it's shockingly common. Up to half of older adults deal with it regularly. But even if you're younger, chances are you've had those nights where your mind won't shut off, where you're exhausted but somehow can't drift off, or where you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back to sleep. You're not alone. Somewhere between 30 and 50% of adults experience insomnia symptoms at some point. But here's what most people don't realize. Chronic insomnia doesn't just make you tired. It literally accelerates the aging process at the cellular level. And I'm not talking about looking tired or getting dark circles under your eyes. I'm talking about what's happening deep inside your body, in your cells, in your DNA. Think of your cells like tiny factories. When you sleep, they run their night shift, cleaning up damage, taking out the trash, repairing worn-out parts. But when you're awake all night, those factories never get to do their maintenance work. The damage piles up. The machinery starts breaking down. And over time, your cells start to give up. They stop dividing, stop functioning properly, and just sit there, leaking inflammatory signals like a broken pipe flooding your basement. Scientists call these senescent cells, but I think of them as retired workers who won't leave the building. They're not helping anymore, but they're making things worse for everyone else. They're taking up space, using resources, and spreading negativity throughout the whole system. And here's the brutal part. A 2025 study found that people with insomnia had significantly shorter telomeres. Think of those as the protective caps on your shoelaces, except they're on your DNA. When they get too short, your cells age out. Game over. Another study showed that just one night of poor sleep in older adults increased the expression of genes linked to cellular aging. One night. Imagine what months or years of insomnia does. It's like skipping oil changes in your car. You might get away with it once or twice, but eventually the engine starts to break down. So if you're lying awake night after night, you're not just losing sleep. You're losing time. You're accelerating the very aging process you're probably trying to slow down with diet, exercise, and everything else you're doing right. Now, before I show you what actually helps, and I promise we're getting there, we need to understand one more thing. Because here's where it gets interesting, and it's the reason I'm so passionate about this topic. Your body doesn't just rest when you sleep. It's running a full-scale renovation project. During deep sleep, your brain flushes out toxic waste products that build up during the day, like a street sweeper coming through after a parade. There's actually a system called the glymphatic system that opens up when you're in deep sleep, washing away proteins and metabolic waste that would otherwise gunk up your brain. This is one reason why poor sleep is linked to cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease later in life. Your immune system ramps up production of infection-fighting cells while you sleep. Ever notice how you're more likely to get sick when you're run down and not sleeping well? That's not a coincidence. Your body literally produces fewer immune cells when you're sleep-deprived. Your muscles repair themselves during sleep, knitting back together the tiny tears from your workouts or just from moving through your day. Your hormones rebalance. Growth hormone peaks during deep sleep, cortisol drops, insulin sensitivity improves. But the anti-aging magic happens at the cellular level. Sleep reduces oxidative stress. Imagine rust forming on metal, except it's happening inside your cells. Every day, just from breathing and metabolizing food and living your life, your cells produce these unstable molecules called free radicals. They're like sparks flying off a campfire. A few sparks are fine, but too many and things start to burn. Sleep helps put out those fires. It lowers inflammation, which is like turning down the heat on a slow-burning fire that damages your tissues over time. Chronic inflammation is at the root of almost every age-related disease: heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, dementia. And poor sleep fans those flames. And it protects those telomeres I mentioned earlier, keeping your cellular shoelace caps intact so your cells can keep dividing and staying young. Every time your cells divide, your telomeres get a little shorter. It's like a biological countdown clock. But sleep helps slow that countdown. It gives your cells the breathing room they need to maintain themselves properly. When you don't sleep, all of that stops. The waste products accumulate in your brain. The rust builds up in your cells. The inflammatory fire burns hotter. The telomeres fray faster. And your body starts to age at an accelerated pace. A landmark study showed that people who consistently got less than 6 hours of sleep had a 12% higher risk of premature death compared to those who got 7 to 8 hours. 12%. That's not a small number when we're talking about your lifespan. Other research has linked chronic sleep deprivation to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. Sleep isn't optional. It's foundational. So what do you do if sleep won't come? This is where the research gets really practical. Because while your body is designed to repair itself during sleep, certain supplements can help that process along. And more importantly, they can help you actually get to sleep in the first place. Let me walk you through the 4 that have the strongest evidence behind them. These aren't miracle cures, and they're not going to fix terrible sleep habits or replace the basics like a dark, cool room and a consistent bedtime. But when you're doing everything right and sleep still won't come, these can make a real difference. First, melatonin. You've probably heard of this one. It's the hormone your brain naturally releases when it gets dark, signaling that it's time to wind down. Think of it as your body's internal closing time announcement. When the sun goes down and darkness hits your eyes, your pineal gland starts pumping out melatonin, and your body knows it's time to start shutting down for the night. But as you age, your body produces less of it. By the time you're in your 50s or 60s, your melatonin production can be significantly lower than it was in your 20s. Add in artificial light from screens and overhead lights, and your body gets confused about when it's actually nighttime. Melatonin supplements, typically 3 to 6 milligrams taken about 30 minutes before bed, can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. 7 randomized trials from 2023 and 2024 confirmed this, showing small to medium effect sizes compared to placebo. But here's the anti-aging bonus. Melatonin doesn't just help you sleep. It's a powerful antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress and inflammation throughout your body. Studies suggest it may even slow cognitive decline and protect brain cells from aging by modulating pathways like NRF2, which is your body's master antioxidant switch, and mTOR, which regulates cellular growth and aging. It's like hiring a night security guard who also cleans up while everyone's asleep. You're getting double duty. One important note, start with a lower dose, around 3 milligrams, and see how you respond. More isn't always better with melatonin. Some people do great on 1 to 3 milligrams, while others need 5 or 6. And take it consistently at the same time each night to help reset your circadian rhythm. Second, magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 processes in your body, including the ones that help you relax. It boosts production of GABA, a neurotransmitter that calms your nervous system. Think of it as turning down the volume on your brain's chatter. You know that feeling when your mind is racing at night, jumping from one worry to the next? That's often low GABA activity. Magnesium helps quiet that noise. It also helps your body produce melatonin naturally, so you're supporting your own internal sleep system rather than just supplementing from the outside. And it relaxes your muscles, which is why some people notice it helps with nighttime leg cramps or restless legs that keep them awake. A 2024 review found that magnesium supplementation, around 300 to 400 milligrams daily, shortened the time it took people to fall asleep by about 17 minutes and improved overall sleep quality, especially in older adults. That might not sound like much, but if you're lying there for an hour trying to fall asleep, shaving off 17 minutes is significant. And the benefits compound over time as your body's magnesium stores replenish. And the anti-aging angle? Magnesium deficiency is linked to higher oxidative stress, inflammation, and risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and dementia. It's one of those nutrients that most people don't get enough of from diet alone, especially if you're eating a lot of processed foods. Keeping your levels up is like maintaining the oil in your car. It keeps everything running smoothly for longer. Look for magnesium glycinate or magnesium-threonate, which are better absorbed and less likely to cause digestive upset than cheaper forms like magnesium oxide. Third, glycine. This is an amino acid, a building block of protein that has a surprising effect on sleep. It lowers your core body temperature slightly, which is one of the signals your body uses to know it's time to sleep. Your body temperature naturally drops in the evening as part of your circadian rhythm, and glycine helps facilitate that drop. It also improves sleep quality and helps you wake up feeling more refreshed. People who take glycine before bed report feeling less groggy in the morning and more mentally sharp during the day, even if their total sleep time doesn't change dramatically. That suggests it's helping you get deeper, more restorative sleep. A 2023 review of 52 studies found that glycine, taken at about 3 grams before bed, improved subjective sleep quality in healthy adults, especially with longer-term use over several weeks. It's not a quick fix. You need to give it time to work, but the benefits are real. And here's the longevity piece. Glycine supports the production of glutathione, one of your body's most important antioxidants. Glutathione is like your cellular cleanup crew, neutralizing toxins and protecting your cells from damage. As you age, your glutathione levels naturally decline, which is part of why aging accelerates. Glycine helps keep those levels up. In animal studies, glycine supplementation extended healthy lifespan by reducing inflammation and protecting against metabolic disorders like obesity and diabetes. Think of it as a tune-up for your cellular engines. It's inexpensive, tasteless when mixed in water, and has virtually no side effects at the doses used for sleep. Fourth, ashwagandha. This is an adaptogen, a plant that helps your body handle stress. And since stress is one of the biggest sleep killers, ashwagandha tackles the problem at the root. If you're lying awake because your mind is racing about work, family, finances, or just the general chaos of life, ashwagandha can help take the edge off. Studies show that 300 to 600 milligrams of ashwagandha extract daily can reduce the time it takes to fall asleep, increase total sleep time, and improve sleep efficiency. That's the percentage of time you're actually asleep versus just lying in bed. A 2024 meta-analysis confirmed these benefits, especially for people with stress-related insomnia. And the anti-aging benefits? Ashwagandha boosts resilience to stress, supports physical fitness, and protects against age-related decline in behavior and cognition. Chronic stress accelerates aging through multiple pathways. It raises cortisol, increases inflammation, impairs immune function, and even shortens telomeres. Ashwagandha helps buffer your body against all of that. It's like giving your body a shield against the wear and tear of daily life. Look for a standardized extract, often labeled as KSM66 or Sensoril, which have the most research behind them. And give it at least 2 to 4 weeks to build up in your system. It's not a knockout sleep aid. It works more subtly by reducing the underlying stress that's keeping you awake. Now, here's the part most people miss, and it's the reason these supplements matter so much for longevity. It's not just that they help you sleep. It's that they help break the vicious cycle between insomnia and aging. Remember those senescent cells I mentioned earlier? The retired workers clogging up your system? Here's the breakthrough. A 2023 study found that treating insomnia with cognitive behavioral therapy actually prevented the buildup of these aging cells. People who resolved their insomnia saw their levels of a key aging marker, called P16NK4A, go down. The ones who didn't? Their levels kept climbing. This tells us something huge. Insomnia isn't just a symptom of aging. It's a driver of aging. And when you fix the sleep problem, whether through therapy, lifestyle changes, or supplements, you can actually slow down or even reverse some of that cellular aging. That's why these 4 supplements aren't just sleep aids. They're longevity tools. They help you get the deep, restorative sleep your body needs to run its nightly repair program. And when that program runs smoothly, you age slower. Your brain stays sharper. Your immune system stays stronger. Your risk of chronic disease goes down. You have more energy, better mood, and a longer health span. Not just lifespan, but years of healthy, vibrant living. So let's make this actionable. Here are 5 concrete steps you can take starting tonight. 1. If you're struggling with insomnia, start with melatonin. Take 3 to 6 milligrams about 30 minutes before bed. Keep your bedroom dark and cool to support your natural melatonin production. Consider blackout curtains and keeping the temperature around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. 2. Add magnesium to your evening routine. Aim for 300 to 400 milligrams, preferably magnesium glycinate, which is easier on your stomach and better absorbed. You can take it with dinner or right before bed. If you're also taking calcium supplements, take them at different times of day since they can compete for absorption. 3. If you wake up feeling groggy or unrefreshed even after a full night's sleep, try Glycine. Mix 3 grams into water or tea about an hour before bed. It's tasteless and works well with other supplements. You can find it as a powder, which is the most cost-effective form. 4. If stress or anxiety is keeping you awake, consider ashwagandha. Take 300 to 600 milligrams of a standardized extract in the evening. Give it a few weeks to build up in your system. This isn't an overnight fix, but the cumulative benefits are worth it. 5. Track your sleep. Use a simple journal or an app to note when you take supplements, how long it takes you to fall asleep, how many times you wake up, and how you feel in the morning. Adjust based on what works for your body. Everyone responds differently, and this data will help you fine-tune your approach. And a critical note: always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're on medication or have underlying health conditions. Melatonin can interact with blood thinners and immunosuppressants. Magnesium can affect blood pressure medications. Ashwagandha may interact with thyroid medications. These are tools, not magic pills, and they work best as part of a broader sleep hygiene routine. Consistent bedtimes, limited screen time before bed, a cool dark room, no caffeine after 2 p.m., all the basics. Now, I know supplement shopping can be overwhelming. There are 1,000 brands, conflicting dosages, and a lot of marketing noise. I've done the research and put together specific product recommendations for each of these 4 supplements. You can find the link in the description below. Full disclosure, some of those links are affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission if you purchase through them, at no extra cost to you. But I only recommend products I've personally vetted and would use myself. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's not something you can catch up on later or sacrifice for productivity or entertainment. It's one of the most powerful longevity tools you have, and when it's not working, your body pays the price in accelerated aging, increased inflammation, cognitive decline, and a shorter health span. But the good news, the really good news, is that you're not powerless. Whether it's melatonin helping you fall asleep, magnesium calming your nervous system, glycine deepening your rest, or ashwagandha taking the edge off stress, these supplements can help your body do what it's designed to do: repair, restore, and stay young. You don't have to accept insomnia as a life sentence. You don't have to watch the years slip away because you can't get a good night's sleep. Small, consistent steps, starting tonight, can make a real difference in how you age. Not just how long you live, but how well you live. More energy, sharper thinking, better mood, stronger immunity, and a body that feels younger than its years. Thank you for spending your time here. I'm grateful you're on this journey with me, wishing you practical progress and good health. If you found this helpful, I've got more eye-opening research on longevity compounds that most people have never heard of. Click the video that just appeared on your screen to discover the next piece of the healthy aging puzzle.